Hello, my name is Randall Hart, and I'm here today with Patrick Ingram, MBA. He's the senior consultant at Construction Accounting and Consulting LLC in Hayden Ferry Lake in Tempe, Arizona. Patrick, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you have going.
Well, Randall, I appreciate you meeting here with me today. I'm formerly from the Seattle area. I was a contractor for 40 plus years and working in general and electrical and actually solar contracting, which we see a lot down here in Arizona. Now I've moved down to Arizona where it's sunny and beautiful, and I want to offer my services back to other contractors in the area.
Well, that's interesting. Let me ask you a question, Patrick. I know that in Arizona they require a contractor's license. Can you give me some ideas if I want to become a contractor in Arizona? Is it pretty simple? Do I just go down and pay a fee and get my license? I'm in and out in 5 minutes.
Well, I'll be honest with you, it's a little more complex than, say, if you were up in Washington State, where I used to be from. Here, we're going to go through a step by step process. We're going to do a background check on you. And what we're going to do is we're going to look and see at your experience. So it is not that complicated, but you do have to go through a lot of hoops to be able to get it done. That's one of the things I try and help contractors to achieve is help them through the process, teach them what they're going to have to do, and then hopefully we can get the process done anywhere, unfortunately, from 4 weeks up to 4 months. But that's why you get a hold of somebody like me to try and expedite it out.
Well, let me ask you something, Patrick. Is if I wanted to engage your services to help me out, um, how do I get a hold of you?
Well, you can reach me either via my internet site, which is constructionaccountingandconsulting.biz, or you can give me a call, and that's 602 910 4464. And I'm more than happy to work with you via the internet, on the phone, or face to face.
Okay. Well, let me ask you a couple of questions, Patrick. Because if I'm in Arizona area, can you tell me about where your office is located?
Well, if you're at all familiar with where ASU, rah rah ASU, I am right next to ASU. I'm next to the campus. I'm overlooking what's called Tempe Town Lake. And I'm in the Ferry Lake Executives building overlooking the lake. And if you want to go fishing after we get done working, I'd be happy to talk with you.
Excellent. I love fishing. That's one of my favorite things to do. So tell me a little bit about the areas in Arizona that you work with. So I get the impression that you work mostly one on one, a lot of face to face. You're not one of these large firms that are all over the world in the country, and I get fobbed off to some brand new person. I'm working with the guy himself. So what cities do you cover in Arizona?
Well, our office is located in Tempe, Arizona, and so we primarily work within the greater Phoenix area. We would use Tempe, Gilbert, Chandler, Scottsdale, Mesa, all the surrounding cities that surround where we're located. So if you want to meet with me, we can meet in my office, or we can actually meet with you in your office if you wanted to do that. And obviously, like you said, I'm an experienced consultant and an experienced contractor, so I can hopefully give you what you're looking for.
Well, give me kind of a brief overview, Patrick. How much experience do you have in construction? Are you just like a couple of years, or 3, 4 years, or you know, 10 years? I would presume that you really know what you're doing. How much experience do you have in construction?
Well, I'll be honest with you, I started when I was quite young. So I have over 40 years contracting experience. And over that period of time, as a contractor, I worked as an entrepreneur. I did have some experience in some larger corporations, but I elected to actually work on my own. So as a small contractor, what I call small, anything under 5 million is going to be small. I learned through the years in education and training how to actually work with my financial system. So I knew how to keep control of my cash flow, being able to keep myself out of trouble as a contractor with QuickBooks, for instance. Obviously, I used good project management skills to keep handle on how my projects were going so they couldn't get ahead of me. And then finally, I had to really work on my marketing plan. So I was able to bring in lots of leads and lots of work to our company.
Well, okay, let me ask you, what would be like the four primary things that you could do for a new contractor that's just getting rolling, or a contractor that's been in business for a while?
Well, I think the first thing I'm going to look at is I'm going to be looking at your financial controls. We would be looking at QuickBooks. If, in other words, do we have a control over the cash flow for the company, the profitability of the company? I can analyze what's happening with you and help guide you what you need to do if there's going to be a correction or if you're on track. Secondly, we're going to look at your marketing plan and try and come to a clear understanding what does it take to bring in those prospects and close those leads. And then what we obviously are going to be always on top of is your project management, so that what you're really looking at is, are the contracts out in the field under control, and some of the interrelationships you might have working, say if you're a subcontractor with the general, or the general working with the sub. And obviously one of the more important ones of all is dealing with your personnel, what we would call the HR, or the human relations side of the company.
Excellent. Patrick, this is excellent. Well, I appreciate this little introduction. This has been very, very useful. Can you repeat how people can get a hold of you?
Sure. My website address is constructionaccountingandconsulting.biz, and you can always reach me via my phone to arrange a meeting. That's 602-910-4464. And if you go in through construction and accounting and consulting, you could email me, and I'd be more than happy to talk with you.
This has been great. Thank you, Patrick. This is Renly Hart signing off.
Goodbye.